Hey friends, I am here. I am going to attempt to do a one card monthly reading for each sign. And I will give some guidance as well with each card. So first of all, I'm going to shuffle and I'm going to ask Spirit to come in with some guidance for each of the astrological signs that I'm calling for. So Aries, Pisces, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius. I think I said it all. So thank you, Spirit. Thank you for coming in and giving us, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and pick from the top. So Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius. Thank you, Spirit. Now I'm going to get some guidance going forward. Let's see. Let me get some guidance. Which one should I use for guidance, Spirit? Okay. I'm actually going to use the Shaman's Dream deck to give guidance to each of the signs. Kind of like in this deck, kind of like in the feel of it. Been doing other readings and I'm still kind of in that energy, so I'm trying to pull myself out of it, or at least let myself get out of it. It's a very powerful reading. A lot of changes going on. Pisces season has probably not been easy for people who are psychic or have powers, that kind of a thing. So I'm going to get some guidance for Pisces, guidance for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, wow, sorry, I'm still working out that energy. Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius. Okay. So let's see what Pisces has here. Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix. Yeah, Pisces are probably right at home in their season right now. You're seeing beyond the you're seeing beyond what's in front of you, which is, you know, definitely Pisces energy anyway. You are able to look beyond, you're able to go into your dreams, go into distant galaxies and see everything for what it is this month. And you have the Father of Pentacles in reverse. You might actually be so deep into this that you understand how things are imbalanced in the 3D sense. You all are capable of seeing how things of substance are fleeting, but there's no panic here with this, I feel, with the Pisces. There's more like an understanding of the divinity of it the divinity, the divine reason that things that are of substance are not, things that are of substance in our, like, that we can physically touch, can be approached in a different way as well. They can be approached in a physical, in a spiritual way. So while you're on this outside, it's like, it's this outside looking in feeling for Pisces. And, you might want to check where Pisces is in your chart if you're not a Pisces, and see how what are you looking at that is of a physical nature that you could look at differently in a spiritual way. How can you see its importance and from a spiritual aspect versus giving it a physical value? Okay, next up is Aries. Aries, you are, wow. Aries, I get the sense that you are being fanned by the flames of your goals. You're very much, I feel this is definitely, there's some divine feminine energy coming in here, but you are being, your flames, Aries, as a fire sign, are being divinely led. Your flames are being divinely oxygenated, I guess is the word. The fans, the flames are being fanned by the divine. You are getting divine messages. You're likely taking those divine messages. You might be getting them from dreams, which is probably odd for Aries. You might be getting them from dreams. You might be getting them from maybe going out at night, night hikes. You might be seeing things in like the cloud formations and cloud shapes, but it's definitely informing your direction, Aries. It's definitely giving you an idea of which way you're supposed to go. So let's look at your tarot card here. You have the Mother of Wands. Aries, you are being reshaped by this divine change, by this divine guidance. This is a going inwards, I believe, of what is your true nature. We're still in Pisces season, but for the month of March, you might be looking at your true nature, your divine gifts, and letting yourself be divinely guided, which is probably very hard for an Aries who is used to being at the front of the pack, and leading things, right? So you are understanding most likely how that outer fire is now it is inwardly being fed and flamed and pushed. So yes, Pisces, that's your month. Aries, that's your month. Let's look at Taurus. Taurus, look at that. You are closing the door on something. You are in a completion mode. You have crossed the threshold, I'm hearing, crossed the threshold into something completely new that you might not even be aware that you've closed at all. But there's probably some sense in your soul that something has closed off, something has finished, and you are now over that threshold. You are now moving into this something new. Let's look at your tarot card. And this is again in the month of March. You are discovering, I believe, Taurus, your inner light and how you can bring hope to yourself first and to others second. You are understanding how to support yourself, and it's almost as if you've entered into this divine grace, this divine centering, and you are now understanding how your light shines for others. The Star card, I don't even want to talk about what it means in the reverse, because I'm looking at this intuitively. Intuitively, this is you understanding how you are the hope for others, how you are the powerful hope for others, versus being it the other way around and asking for others to validate your hope and what you need. You are your own hope. You have crossed the threshold into something very powerful and very necessary for yourself. You are the star. And even though this is, I know that the energies this year are talking about North Node and Taurus and things moving about in that way. This is also about becoming self-sufficient and finally closing the door on things that have no value to you, things that do not add value to you. You are keeping your closest and most important relationships alive and burning and bright, just as bright as you are. You might have been through, that crossing that threshold might have been really hard. You might have been going through some dark times, some very dark moments, but you still shine bright. You are still the bright star. You are closing the door and completing, needing others to possibly validate you and bring change into your life. You are the one that can bring change to your life. You understand now how much control you have over your life. And that is Taurus for the month of March 2022. Dream Thief. This is for the sign of Gemini. I don't read these in the reverse, so I don't think there's any reverse to them. They have their own message. So Gemini, I think it's interesting that you all are in this dream thief. And I heard enemy. Wow. Geez. Why did I hear enemy? Maybe Gemini, you are becoming an enemy to yourself, or you are identifying someone who might have become an enemy. But I'm feeling and sensing that with this dream thief, Gemini, you all are caught between some sort of trying to figure out which direction to go, which is strange for Gemini because you all tend to see two directions and go in them. But in this one, I feel you're being called to something. And it's interesting. I think you all are being called to stability and to oneness. But you might be looking at that. You might be looking at that thing and wondering if it's something that is going to take you away from your stability, from your, what you want. Interesting. Dream thief, refusal of the call. And Geminis, yeah, I think you're being called to something stable. I think you're being called to something, oh my goodness. This is interesting. Let's see what your tarot card is. You all have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles here, this is about what you all are giving from your very lush garden. This is about giving of your resources, giving of your time. You might wonder if maybe am I being of service? Am I being, is this thing that I want that is calling for stability, is it going to, I think you might also be asking, is this going to repay me? And that's not the point. This is about, when I say being of service at any time, I'm talking about being in your purpose. You have been given a purpose, and your purpose is all when you are heeding the call, when you are heeding this call, you are fulfilling your divine purpose. And this is going to, your branch will never be without fruit. It will always be bearing fruit. If you think about it from the sense of what you put out into the world, your heart line, oh God, oh my gosh, your heart line, the things that you give from your heart, that is your fruit. That is what you are leaving behind as a legacy. You never have to worry about taking this stable choice or heeding the call. You are always going to have fruit on the vine because it comes from your heart, because it comes from your soul, because it is your purpose. Oh my God. I'm just rocked today. I am rocked today. Okay, I'm gonna continue. This is taking a lot out of me. I don't even understand. It's okay though. Okay, so let's go to the sign of Cancer. Cancer, you all are moving out of stagnation. You might even be moving locations. It's kind of like, moving out of stagnation, moving out of places where maybe there might not have been a whole lot of growth, or maybe where there were some things that weren't clear, because this is the dust devil, and there might have been things that have been unclear. You've been lost in the storm, and you kind of just stayed in place because you're like, I don't quite know where to go or what to do. So let's look at your tarot. I'm hoping you can see the cards there. Okay, so Father of Cups in reverse. Cancer, I sense that you all are needing to release. I sense that you all are needing to have a release, have some sort of, Jesus, oh my God, have some sort of an eruptive moment. There are things that you're not happy about, and you probably need to move out of this stagnation. There are things that you haven't emoted, which is, strange for you all, Cancers. There are things that you haven't said, things that you haven't released, and it's time to make a space for yourself, or find a space, maybe even go out into nature and just scream. Let your scream just, be absorbed by the animals of the forest, by the earth, by the winds. Let the earth take your emotions. Let the earth know how you're feeling. Let the world and the universe know how you're feeling. Usually, I look at this Father of Cups and I think of someone, upright. It's definitely someone who has their emotions in check. But this one says, this is saying to me, for Cancers, you all need to allow your emotions to be known and to be heard and to be seen. The world needs to know how you feel right now, Cancer. The world needs to know. Don't be shy. Move that stagnant energy. Don't hold on to it. Okay, so now we're going into, I think this is Leo. Leo, you all are entering into a sacred contract here with this covenant card. There is something that you are signing, and I sense that it is something that is going to put you in a place of introspection, looking deeply into yourself. If you understand the terms of the contract, right? You'll be looking deeply into yourself. You'll be trying to figure out solutions. You'll be tackling the big problems of the day because you have signed a sacred contract. This is something that was probably made in the heavens long before you even got to the earth. This is something that is really important to you, is being offered up. I feel even, I got the word sacrifice. So you all have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and I think that's also the perfect word for this card, is sacrificing. You are letting go of control. You're letting go of resistance to the things that you've held on to for so long and tried to hold together. This is you also emerging from the tension, from holding the tension of so many opposing forces. In any other place and time, holding the tension of those opposites would be necessary and and fruitful, right? Because it behooves you to hold the tension and hold those things together, but it doesn't do you any service to try and hold things together that need to be reinvested. This is almost the idea of the earth reabsorbing these things, reabsorbing the energy of these things, so that these things, these pentacles here in the reverse, are able to go, oh gosh. Leos, when I was saying that, the first thing that came to my mind was the story of the parable of the talents. There was, and it's a story from the Bible, but essentially, you know, this a man gave his servants like gold as a bonus or something, and I think the story goes that one of the servants, they called them the talents. One of the servants took their talent of gold and buried it, hoping that no one would find it, and you know, they'd be able to keep it together. They would bury it, right? But the other servant went out and, you know, I think did something with the talent of gold, reinvested it, put it out in the world. And I think Leos, in your season, and when not in your season, in this month of March, you all might be at a crossroads of trying to figure out, where is my talent going? Am I going to bury it, you know, upright? This was trying to bury your talents. In the reverse, this is reinvesting your talents, understanding that they have, you know, lives and love. When I say lives, each of your talents has its own ability, like its own personality. I feel, I don't know why I'm getting that so strongly, but each of these pentacles has their own way of being in the world. And I think keeping them, holding this tension, trying to hold it together for them, is not helping them. It's casting them into a situation that only behooves you, right? So it's time to let these talents go and do the work in the world that they need to do. And you also need to understand that sacred contract is letting those talents go. All right, spoken enough on you, Leo. Let's go ahead and move to Virgo. Virgo, you are moving toward adventure. Nothing is stopping you. I feel a lot of water with this. And Virgo, I believe, is an earth sign. So it's quite interesting. You all are being shifted and moved toward adventure. And I think maybe you all Virgos thought that, oh, you know, I'm set in my ways. I have everything figured out. There's no more adventure to be had. But the spirit of the river is coming in and saying, oh no, it's definitely time. I'm feeling there is a connection too with this, with Taurus, with the closing door. You thought you had closed the door on everything you needed to do, and you tried to create some stability, but the spirit of the river is saying it's time to move again, Virgos, whether you want to or not. So let's look at your tarot, the Hierophant in reverse. Virgos, I feel as if you all are disengaging from something in order to, either you all are heeding the call of adventure and disengaging from some sort of like a religious structure, or some sort of planned idea, or it could even be like a corporate structure even. But if you all are moving toward adventure, you could be disengaging from this energy. But I also sense that you all might even be trying to hold on to this Hierophant, the stability, the only thing that you know, right? In quotation marks. You're holding on to the only thing that you know because you are fear moving toward this adventure. You're scared of the call. So Virgos, it may not look perfect, but the water is going to wash over it regardless of whether or not it's perfect, regardless of whether or not you want it to look that way. The water is going to run over. The water is going to run over you. And you don't even understand that it is divinely led. The spirit of the river doesn't care about your wants and your needs or how it looks. Change is coming. You're not going to be the same, Virgos. And that's your March 2022. All right, let's move to, what is this? Libra? I think it's Libra. Okay, Libra. Wow. Libra, this is interesting. There's a possibility for union, but Libras, I already sense that you all are in your union. Or coming into union. I don't always talk about twin flames here, but I see that there is some possibility. If you're not already unionized, honestly, Libras, as I was saying that, I'm kind of thinking this has nothing to do with love. This is actually coming into your higher sense of self. You're engaged in higher self. You're actually merging into this energy with yourself, because Libras, you are your own best partner, of course. But I feel like this is on a divine level, that you're starting to understand your purpose, and you could even be starting your own corporation. Once you've made that merge with yourself, you're now brave enough to like start a corporation, start some sort of new company or new endeavor or something. And it's really, it's striking out on your own once you've merged in this energy. Let's look at your tarot. Yeah. Libras. Yes, this is definitely confirming you are in your highest emotional power. And this is very much an independent energy in the Nine of Cups. It's a sense of inner completion where you have come to this point, and you are coming into union with yourself, Libras. I know this is a weird thing to say for Libras, because you all are about balance. But I think you're starting to understand that, if you think of yourself as the fulcrum in a what is that thing called? If you think of yourself as the fulcrum in some sort of like a weighing device, you are the centerpiece. You are the one. You're not just, whether it's heavy or light, but you are the one that's actually in the middle, right? Deciding whether or not it's the one thing or the other, right? You are the balance. You are the fulcrum. You are the sky bridge. You are the union. You are the great unionizer. This is you, Nine of Cups. In the month of March, you might be feeling in your full emotional power, and might be seeing, it should bolster you, I feel like, and it should bolster you for quite a while. Like, I think that this feels like a long-lasting energy, long beyond March. So Libras, happy March. Now let's look at Scorpio. Scorpio, wow, I see you all coming into interesting. I kind of like this card too. I don't know if you all can see it all that well, but there are two mice, one with a crown on. They're both kind of snuggling each other in a turned up mushroom. And so it's almost as if, I think, Scorpio, you all are you might even be coming into some money in March. We've got, we're in the month of March. If you're in the US, this is tax season. So you might be getting some sort of a refund. But I do see that there's something here that was built just for you, even if it's beyond tax season. Outside of the US, I feel like there is some sort of I don't know why I'm hearing the word construction, but something has come together to be built just for you and just for your benefit. This benefactor grace and generosity, Scorpio, this is quite interesting. I'm also sensing that this is something that you'll share with your loved ones, because we see these two wonderful looking mice, I believe they are. So funny. But also I recognize that in astrology, we've got the South Node in Scorpio, which is probably bringing forward a lot of things around Scorpio, maybe the things that you keep hidden or you keep private. You might be opening up with grace and generosity. And this is probably not something just material. This is something about you all opening up in a way that maybe people around you haven't seen before, and you are gifting them grace and generosity with the South Node in Scorpio. Okay, let's look at your tarot. We've got the Father of Wands here. Yeah, this is all about, Scorpios, I know you are water signs, but I think you all are being open with this idea that you all are in that Father of Wands energy. You all are, it's as if you all are like taking that hidden side of yourselves in the month of March, and you're really taking action in such a way on exposing that grace and generosity in your actions that people are like, who are you? You might not even recognize yourself, Scorpio, because you're taking so much action and being so out. I think it's the outwardness of this that is probably really shocking to people. And you might have been noticing, you might notice it more in the month of March, but you might have been also noticing this in the weeks previous to this. You notice the run up to this. Let's look at Sagittarius, you all have the card Deep Quiet, Meditation and Stillness, which is probably quite difficult for Sagittarius. You might meditate, but I feel like you meditate more in motion, and stillness might be quite a challenge for you all. I feel, Sagittarius, that you all might have been presented with some divine new information that was so shocking that you have no idea how to respond. You have no idea how to be. And I think the divine, this is such a weird thing, because so I've tried to do a monthly readings for the signs the last weekend, and when I tried to do it, the messages that were coming forward for Sagittarius and Capricorn were just like ones of warning. So I sense here that you all have, when I see Deep Quiet, and I just feel as if the divine is, I'm not going to say not speaking. The divine is letting you rest in the spirit of your own free will. So Sagittarius, you need to rely on your own personal philosophy in the month of March. You need to rely on your own idea of self, which is probably shocking you because there's nothing new to learn, and yet there's nothing new to teach either. Unless you want to teach about yourself and learn about yourself. There's nothing external that can come in for you at this point to tell you what to do or where to go or what to say. Wow, that's kind of deep. Okay, so let's look at Sagittarius. Yep. This is pretty similar to what I got, kind of similar to what I got when I did Sagittarius. And I'm wondering if Capricorn is going to be the same, but Sagittarius, I sense that there is something about a group situation that might be bothering you. You might be considering a relationship that you might not have ever considered before, and it is putting you, it's challenging you. It's putting you in a sense of deep quiet. You don't know how to respond. And and again, that's different for Sagittarius. I really do feel there's a level of shock in this card. And the only thing that I remember from the readings that I tried to do, I feel like that energy, either you all faced it already this week and now you've received information and you're shocked, but in that reading, Spirit was coming through and saying, be careful. Because there are, in this Three of Cups here, every single cup looks different. Every single cup has a different stem. Every single one has either a different size base, a different size support, a different size stem, a different size capacity of what it can hold. And I believe there is, if anything, Sagittarius, you can also ask for more information and keep asking. I don't want to inject myself into this and say, be careful, but Sagittarius, think carefully about this. Think carefully about whether or not you want this situation. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Capricorn. Capricorn, I sent again. Jeez. Capricorn, I sense that you are going, again, there's this sense of Sagittarius and Capricorn kind of sharing that same message, where you all might actually be in this active community. And I think, though, Capricorn, you all have probably been a little bit smarter, and you've said, I want to know more about whatever this is, and I'm going to ask that everyone be present. Everyone that is involved be present so that I can see what my community looks like, so I can see what I'm being asked to be involved in. Because, Capricorns are very loyal. Capricorns, you all are very loyal, but you also are very strong and capable. And you understand that when you commit, it's a strong and permanent commitment. It's a deep commitment. And so you want to know everything about what you're committing to. I see, this power of community. I see the word community, and I think of community. I think of commitment. I think of communication. All these words, I think of communion, community, communion, commune. Is this something that is, are you being asked to commit to, honestly, I'm just going to say it, are you being asked to commit to a cult-like situation? Is someone asking you to be part of a cult? Is someone asking you to be part of some sort of group that you have to commit to sight unseen? Really ask yourself these questions about, really ask yourself these questions. If you want to be part of a cult, or if you want to be part of a commune, or if you want, that, again, that's up to you, but you have the right to ask questions about what you're committing to. Let's look at your tarot. Yeah. Two of Wands. You're trying to decide, should I leave my place of safety and build elsewhere? But you want to understand, if I'm moving elsewhere, what is it that I'm moving toward? Capricorns, you have the world in your hand. Is the world worth betting on? Is this community that's been promised to you, do you have a clear idea of what it looks like? Because again, you can build, but build consciously. I think that's the word. Build consciously, not sight unseen. Because this Two of Wands here, it's about a choice. It's about a choice. And you can choose change, but when you make that move, is this community, this power this community has, right? Is it a soft place to land? Will they let you go if you say, oh, this is not the place for me? Okay. So lastly, we have Aquarius. I feel like this should be fun. Aquarius, jeweled web connectivity. Yeah, I feel like this is perfect for Aquarius for the month of March. You all are just seeing, I mean, you all are just kind of sitting back like, you know, you just came off of your season. You're just like, this is great. I'm having a wonderful time. I'm just seeing how all things are connected, but I'm also not having to commit to anything. You know, I feel like Aquarius is just darting here and darting there and just, you know, kind of like spreading themselves. But there, you know, you are seeing the beauty of connection and of connectivity. You're seeing the beauty and grace of it and how, but I think Aquarius is always this sense of how it could be if it worked in the way that it was supposed to work, right? So let's see your tarot here. Yeah. Yeah, Aquarius, I'm seeing you all in the month of March really solidifying in a certain way. Like, you all are having, you have these ideals of how things could be, and it's quite likely that you're starting to take action on those things and really commit and celebrate. Some of you all could be getting married. Some of you all could be committing yourself to new relationships, that kind of thing. And people are coming around and celebrating you there, which is also connectivity. You know, people, your web of love around you is coming to celebrate you. The web of everything that you've built up, you are building. Everything you are building has finally come together. Even it doesn't even have to be marriage or anything like that, but I feel like Aquarius, you're coming into, I feel like a lot of the signs here are like coming into a full sense of themselves. But yeah, so those are the monthly tarot readings for the month of March 2022. I hope this was enjoyable. If you would like a full reading for yourself, please feel free to contact me via my website. I will never contact you for a reading, so please don't get scammed, and please don't get scammed by other false readers that might be copying off of other readers. So please watch yourselves and be careful. But otherwise, have a wonderful month, and I'll see you for your monthlies again in April.